Nice one called Dudes. I am at a spot just down from Overton Station, which is up there. Today I'm going to do an 11.6 mile walk. It's called the Overton Circular and it's visiting many of the places from Jane Austen's early life. What could be more exciting? Nothing. Correct. This should take me, I don't know, about 5 hours or so, probably longer. When I booked this was the sunniest day of the week. Now it's scheduled to rain all day, just until I finish the walk. Nice one. All right, let's get on with it. Good luck everyone, especially me. Nice one. Jane Austen is, of course, the famous British novelist. Most of her novels were published in the early 19th century, and she only really got famous posthumously because most of her novels were published without even naming her. My first encounter with Jane Austen was as a 15-year-old doing my GCSEs, which for those people not in the UK are exams you take at 16. And we read Pride and Prejudice, her most popular novel with the famous Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. Of course, a 15-year-old living in the 20th century has zero interest in Jane Austen, but I also studied Emma for my A-levels, which is exams you take at 18, and I enjoyed that rather more. Maybe I matured slightly. What books did you study at school? I've been very interested to read them below. We're walking alongside the River Test, which is supposed to be one of the finest rivers for fly fishing in the whole country, according to my guide. Incidentally, this walk is from the Saturday Walkers Club website. Highly recommended. We're now walking into a small village called Ashe, home of Ashe House. And this is where, back in 1796, Jane Austen's aunt lived. And she went there for a visit and met Tom LeFroy, the relative of her aunt. It's a bit dodgy, I know. Apparently they had a flirtation according to letters written by Jane Austen. So he's deemed to be her first love. I mean, she only mentioned him twice in the letters, but somehow they managed to make a film out of it called Becoming Jane, with Anne Hathaway in. I wonder if Jane Austen and Tom LeFroy walked down this path, flirting with each other. You look nice in your green Tesco's waterproof jacket. I'm not interested in sunglasses, Marek. It does look quite nice though. Look at the size of this feather. Ugh. I wonder if that is from a buzzard or something. Even though Jane Austen novels are all about the landed gentry, you do notice that manners seem to have got a lot worse in England over the last 200 years. I've drawn a graph to represent the slide in general manners. I always try and say, please may I have, instead of can I get. I can't stand that. Or even worse, give me that. Mr. Knightley would never say that when he was out for a picnic on Box Hill. This, my friends, is Deane Church, and Jane's older brother, James, was the rector of this church before he took over as the rector of Stevenston Church when Jane's dad retired, and that is why they had to move to Bath. Then they moved to Southampton and eventually to Chawton. I hope that tree survives. This must be from the storm back at the start of the year. And that is Deane House. And that was perhaps the model for Elizabeth Bennet's house in Pride and Prejudice. And back there, cool dudes, I must have missed it, was the site of Jane Austen's old house, but it was demolished by her brother. All that's left is a field. And now I'm approaching Stevenston Church, and this is where Jane Austen's dad was the rector. So she must have walked up this lane many times. Unfortunately, the church is locked. It's quite a small place, so it suggests, according to my guide, that Jane Austen's dad wasn't really that affluent, considering that he sort of socialised with the landed gentry. Anyway, that's Stevenston Church. I'm getting on for about 5 miles into this walk, and I think it's possibly the most English walk I've done, because it feels as though, well, it hasn't aged in about 200 years. So if you want to experience quaint England, beautiful countryside and old churches and stately homes, this is possibly the walk to do. I'm in North Walsham now, and there's an option on this route to go down the road to a pub called the Fox, which is supposed to be really good for lunch. But it's too early for me, and I'm worried about the rain, so I'm going to quick stop off on a bench in this church, hopefully, and then make my way back to Overton. Here's another question for you cool dudes. Why aren't there scarecrows anymore? There used to be loads in fields like this, and I've been on all my walks, I've not seen one for a couple of years. Someone please tell me. Look at those cool cows there. They look almost like buffalo. I was right. They are buffalo. Impressive beasts. In the last video I talked about rabbits being wiped out and you hardly ever see them. In this video I'd like to address the fact that there are pigeons everywhere. Hundreds of them. Everywhere I go, it's the most common bird I see, just tons of them. I think we're being overtaken by pigeons. Is it the same where you live? Please let me know. Heading into Overton now. A dead slow worm there. Poor thing. A lot of flags in Overton getting ready for the Platinum Jubilee. And that, cool dudes, is where I stayed last night. And a burger for dinner. Thoroughly recommended, very good. For once in my life, I've timed that perfectly, cool dudes. I've arrived at Overton Station just as the heavens have opened. That walk was 11.3 miles, 5 hours, 23 minutes or something. The way out is great, and you see all the Jane Austen stuff. On the way back, it's just a bit boring, so you could just go to the Fox and get a taxi back if you want to do a short walk. Anyway, I really enjoyed it, so I recommend that one highly. If you would like to help me make more walks, and who wouldn't, why not join the Cockles Walking Club? You can join by the website. Here is what it's called, cockleswalkingclub.com, and you'll get a membership pack. Or you can join on YouTube, where you'll get access to videos that no one else can see and emojis. Or even better, you can join both ways. And for each way you join, you get entered into the prize draw. Nice one. That's about it. Prize draw coming up next. Thank you to everyone who has joined. One more thing left to say. Stay cool. All right, see you later. Nice one, cool dudes. I hope you enjoyed that. Before the prize draw, a couple of updates. Firstly, for people who are using the Spotter's Handbook available on the website and wondering how I was getting on, this year my best scoring walk was the Thurnham to Faversham walk, which was 69 points. And I've spotted 144 of the 297 things in the book, which is 48%. I hope to try and beat last year's record of 64%. How are you getting on? What is your top scoring walk? Please write it below. And how much of the book have you spotted? I'll be very interested to hear from you. The second update is my waterproof jacket. Many of you might be thinking, I might buy one from Tesco's. In the downpour at the end of that video, I felt a little bit wet inside the jacket, so I'm not convinced. I need to buy a rainproof, waterproof jacket that can withstand heavy rain. I might have to buy one of the really expensive ones. Really annoying. The next thing is there was a poll for emojis for the YouTube members, and the top two things in the poll were Beetroot Marek and the Isle of Wight. So they are the two new emojis here. You can use those by typing those things or just selecting those if you're a YouTube member. Okay, I think that's about it. Time for the prize draw. There are currently 809 members from the website and 182 on YouTube, making a total of 991. And the prize this time includes the Strawberry Laces, the Spotter's Handbook, the badges, and a copy of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Ooh. Random number generator. Please generate me a number. Generate 38. Congratulations, cool dude, 38, aka Julia. That prize on its way to you. Thank you very much to all the members. That's about it. One more thing. Stay cool. Alright, see you later.